When the fellowship started, what happens is you call the locations and the mentors to try and see if it's going to be a good fit. My AIF sponsored mentor was a man named Iannuzzi. I thought he was going to ask me questions, like practical questions, like, do you know how to get here? Do you speak any Hindi? Things like that. And he asked me nothing. All of the questions were related to, like, are you willing to? Are you open to? Are you interested in? The entire community was founded on this principle of meditation and mindfulness. I had no experience with meditation. I had had some experience living in a rural environment. I'd never been to India before. APV is a really difficult place to live. It's difficult for a variety of reasons, but the first thing is that the demands on any individual person are very high. I think life is difficult no matter what, but he's like, deliberately making things more difficult than they have to be, because he wanted to make sure that when you were in those low moments, you were really pushing yourself continuously and not trying to pull out as quickly as you needed to, because he thought there was a lot of education in those moments. Iannuzzi understood quite quickly that I enjoyed doing physical labor, but I always wanted to have a purpose. I mean, he used to give me meaningless tasks. We built a lot of walls, and to build the rock walls, we needed rock. Chiseling rock sounds awesome. Like when in America do you get to go look at that rock face, take this giant metal spike and just jab it into the rock until these slabs come off. And I used to get up right before meditation and right after meditation in the morning. Pitch dark, freezing cold. I used to go and just chisel this rock, and I thought it was great. He took the rocks and he would start constructing a wall with them, and I'd carry them over, and I was like, look at how I was so proud. I was like, I carry these huge rocks and put all these rocks, and he'd build the wall. A couple weeks later, he'd be like, nope, I don't think we're gonna do this. We're gonna build the wall over there. I need a different kind of rocks. But I chiseled all those rocks. What are we gonna do? He's like, they're useless now. We'll just, we'll use them for something else maybe, but probably not. Just go stack them down there. He would put me through this repeatedly in a lot of different environments. I'm very outcome driven. I love living in these environments because the work that I put in, I get to see what happens. I get to see the crops when they come up. I see the wall when we build it. But he was very much about the method and building the kind of emotional response to the method and the mindfulness during the method that you learn about yourself, not just the product. And so I would sit there and I'd say, wow, it's a beautiful wall that we've just constructed. And he would say, well, what about the month of work that you put into it? What did you learn from that? Because the wall is just a wall. We can take it down whenever we want to. That's not important. And that's something that I carry really closely to this day. I think about that all the time. When I got to AIF, I felt really lucky because it was going to be an opportunity to do 24/7 education thinking. I look at the model that he created for that community, and I think about the ways I can create that even outside of the classroom. And I think about it with advisory groups or with, faculty groups or with my friends, things like that, that there are ways to be more self-reflective, more deliberate, more thoughtful, more mindful about all of these community groups that you interact with, and how building that kind of builds you context, builds stronger relationships, builds trust faster, and helps the work move a little bit better. And so if you're not entirely focused on the output, the output is important, but it comes from this process. And if the process is very successful, then the output is by definition going to be that way.